Coming up, go get it!
Smokin' Gun Outdoors, reality TV for Tidewater's hunters and fishermen.
Ain't none better.
Today we're going to be doing some great flounder fishing in the Chesapeake Bay. We're going to be fishing for flounder a little bit different than a lot of people do. We're going to be anchoring up and we're going to be using some live bait. This is the type of flounder fishing that Captain Skid Joyner says he could never get tired of, and I see why. We just got off the boat probably about an hour and a half ago, and I'm so excited about what we did today that I'm going to go catch me some live bait for my flounder trips tomorrow. So, stay tuned, and I hope you all have a good day. Clear some of those lines out of your way, or?
No, you're right. Unless they're in your way.
Okay. That's got some good pull to it. Oh, nice one, Skid. Good job, Skid.
Alright, that's fun. Now I can relax, right?
That one kind of looked like it was behind the boat, Skid.
Yeah, what I think had happened is when that line comes tight around the back is when they'll hit it. I think they'll actually chase it in the current, and then when it stops is when they'll nail it. Boy, he nailed that good because that was down in there. Better off, just go ahead, cutting that off. Kiss it.
This works good. How long do you think he is? Probably 20 inches?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a good way to start the day.
We can find out.
That is a real tape measure. It's not.
Well, I made it myself, but
21.
21 inches.
Yeah, 21. It's pretty nice flounder.
They'll only get bigger from here on out now.
Only 6:10 in the morning. My wife isn't even thinking about waking up yet. She's still in REM. Tell me you got another one. All right.
It's gonna be that quick though when it happens.
The scoreboard is 1-0. I'm losing. This live baiting for flounder, you know, it kind of seems a little intimidating when anybody fishes with live bait. I watched Captain Skid Joyner, you know, catch 1 or 2 fish real quick. Then I got one, and you know, I kind of got the feel for it.
I'm coming.
But I tell you what, Skid, thanks for taking the rod out and giving me an opportunity to get on the right side of the boat. Oh, he's a nice one. Oh yeah. He's going to eat very well.
Yes, he will. We are tied up, my friend. The tables have turned.
Skid, I think it was the fact that I actually listened to you and shortened my leader a little bit.
Ooh-wee! These boys are good. Y'all hang around. We'll be right back.
Why choose Lynnhaven Marine? The answer is simple. Lynnhaven Marine is the most comprehensive boat dealership in Hampton Roads, locally owned and operated for nearly 30 years. There's a large selection of new and pre-enjoyed boats, with 2 showrooms offering name brand boats. Lynnhaven Marine has more certified mechanics than any other dealer in the state. The service department opens 7 days per week from Memorial Day till Labor Day. Lynnhaven Marine is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and storage. That's why customers say, it's a breeze at Lynnhaven Marine.
Now, the most advanced outboard technologies in the world come together in one remarkable line of engines. Machines designed for power and performance, engineered to run cleaner and quieter, and built for maximum durability, quality, and reliability. With their oversized components and simple design, E-Tech engines from Evinrude stand up to the toughest use, with no scheduled maintenance for 3 years, no break-in period, no costly oil changes, ever. Now's the time to seriously consider an E-Tech outboard for your boat.
Evinrude E-Tech engines, offered locally at Lynnhaven Marine. Looking for adventure? Book a charter aboard the 36-foot Smokin Gun, where you will experience the finest in lower Chesapeake Bay and nearshore sport fishing. With over 30 species of sport fish to choose from and year-round fishing out of Hampton, Virginia, Captain Hogg will customize your trip to meet your party's needs. Now booking for inshore, lower Chesapeake Bay fishing. Call 757-876-1590. Book a trip today. Portions of the Smokin Gun Outdoors are brought to you by Bishop Fishing Supply, your full-service tackle store. Michael and Danielle Ramey Realtors. Whether you're ready to professionally market your home or find the home you've always wanted, the Ramey team is your family realtors. Cook's Moving Service, your local and long-distance moving specialists. A family-owned and operated business. Wachovia Securities. If you're an investor who demands strong financial advice, call or stop by our nearest office today. Welcome back to the show, where the flounder catching is already in progress. Captain Hogg and the Smokin Gun Outdoors accepted an invitation to go fishing on the Back River Reef with Skid Joyner of Poquoson, Virginia. Skid is a highly respected small boat angler who has pioneered a method for wreck fishing for large flounder in the lower Chesapeake Bay. This method of targeting large flounder involves anchoring directly over or alongside of structure and then casting out live baits in and around that structure. As Skid explained to us, like any wreck fishing, using live baits on structure takes a lot of patience, and losing sinkers, line, hooks, and bait is just the cost of doing business. Here, Skid proved to us that the rewards of catching large flounder outweighed the costs.
That's a nice fish right there, Skid.
Yeah, I think my line might be a little frayed. I'm scared I might
Got to
lose
get
it.
him in the boat. Skid, the oyster toad catching kid, is now redeeming himself with a nice flounder. Oh man, you're not kidding, that is a nice flounder. Oh yes! Man, he's getting me wet. That is a fish! Look at that one.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. We
That
need about
you did.
12 more just like
You
that.
got him good.
You see what I'm saying? Right next to the boat.
Yeah.
I just throw it right up there and let it come back.
That is a good
What I
fish.
do is I let you bring them all into me over here, and then I'll come over here and call.
I'm chumming them up. See, I'm leaving all my weights down there on the bottom. That is a nice one.
I'm just going to hook puller. Should be.
Trusty, rusty hook puller.
Yep.
How long you been fishing out here for these, Skid?
About 8 years. I first started, I was tog fishing one day. I had some live bait, so I thought I'd throw them over the side. I turned my back and fished. I looked back again, and the line was bent over, and I reeled it up. Sure enough, it was an 8-pound flounder.
That's a nice flounder.
I caught 2 citations that day and a bunch of little fish, and just ever since then, it's been
I
hot.
don't think that you were going to lose him.
No, I had
I
him.
think he was well hooked.
Oh, it's on now, baby. Let's hope our baits hold out.
Now, one thing that I have noticed is every fish has been on this one side. And earlier you were talking about how the current was going to run at kind of an angle and pull our baits up over these rocks.
Right.
And that current really does have a lot of effect on how these fish are laying.
Exactly. You'll always find that one side of the boat is always going to catch more than the other side.
Is that because you're on it?
Well, I try to get on that side when I can.
There you go.
But sometimes I'm willing to give it up, as you see today.
There you go. Well, I hope you share it a couple more times with me. That is a nice fish, Skid. 23 inches. He was 23 inches, Skid. That is a nice fish.
Thank you, sir. Who would imagine anchored up catching fish like that?
I tell you what, Everybody drifts for these flounders, but today you are showing me a family secret.
Well, it's definitely paid off for me.
Definitely.
Y'all keep watching. Our sponsors need a little loving too.
Tide's slowing up. Yo, it's on now, boys.
Smoking Gun Outdoors will be right back.
What can the middle of nowhere teach us about financial advisors?
Let's strip it down!
With the right guide, you can find rewards in any environment. Cobia Securities. Talk to us. Together we can achieve uncommon results.
It began as a relationship, which led to a commitment and developed into a partnership. Meet Michael and Danielle Ramey, leaders of the Ramey team. They want to be your family realtors. This unique husband and wife collaboration is backed by the strength and experience of Long and Foster. Michael and Danielle's team is ready to professionally market your home and get the most for it, or help you find the home you've always wanted. Michael and Danielle Ramey lead the Ramey team. You'll benefit from their partnership.
The rig for live baiting over structure can be as simple or complicated as one likes. Skid Joyner prefers to use the 30-pound monofilament fishing line on his spool directly to a 3 to 6 aught Kail hook, tying a loop in the line about 2 feet above the hook to affix the sinker. In this case, no leader or terminal tackle is used other than the sinker and the Kail hook, and replacing the rig consists of cutting the line above the fray or weak-pointing the line and retying another rig. Today, 2-ounce sinkers appear to be holding the 3 to 6 inch live mullet on the bottom.
Hang on.
Got him?
I don't know, it might be hung up.
Hard to tell with that mono.
It wouldn't be the first time today we got hung up. And you're gonna hang up a lot.
Skid, it seems like we're the only people anchored up right here. You know, everybody else is drifting. But it looks like, just from what I'm seeing, being anchored up seems to be the way to be catching these fish.
The thing about fishing these rocks is a drift fisherman will never get to these fish because these rocks are the spawning ground for these fish. And they don't have to leave these rocks. They got all the food they need right down inside of them. And a drift fisherman is either going to hang up or he's going to ramp up over top of the structure and he's not going to get to these big fish. So
Yeah.
I found the only way to really catch these big fish is try to stay on top of the rocks and get the baits. Let the baits do the work. You know, you got live mullet, let them do all the work for you.
Yeah, they're going to kind of get out of the current and kind of hunker down in there, and they're going to do their natural thing, and the flounder's going to do his natural thing. They're going to meet right in the middle.
Oh, exactly. And you need to everybody give it a try because it's going to be popular here real soon. The word's going to get out.
When flounder fishing over structure, it is important to constantly check your lines to avoid unnecessary tangles and to ensure your baits are properly positioned around the wreck. By picking the rod up out of the rod holder and lifting the rod tip up slowly, Skid Joyner gets a feel for how his lines are setting on the wreck so that he can make any necessary adjustments. Here, Skid notices one of his lines appears to have excess weight on it and lifts the rod tip up to check for the source of resistance. No surprise here, he's got another nice flounder, and Captain Hogg goes for the net.
Chandler, how about that for a back river reef?
Skid. We were joking earlier about you being the oyster toad kid, but I think he could definitely shown us that you know how to catch. Nice flounder.
Huh? What do you say right there, buddy? That's what
That
I'm
is
talking
goodly. Look at his. You know, people look at these fish and they think, oh, the brown flounder, you know. But he has got white spots all over him and then brown spots that actually have little gray rings around them. Almost looks like big barnacles. I bet you he blends in perfectly right there with those rocks down there.
Oh, definitely, no question.
As he's waiting to ambush these pretty live mullets. And that white bottom, I don't know why they've got that white bottom, but that is pretty.
All right, Chan, we say we put him in the cooler, and let's catch us some more.
Let's put him in the cooler and catch some more. He is going to be good. About a pound of jumbo lump. Yes, sir. Skid, show me again, please. You got him again?
Yeah.
Oh, no! I don't believe it! Skid, you're killing me. Skid, just give me a chance to get my own line in the water before you make me come net another huge flounder for you, please.
Well, I got a sandwich. I'm gonna take a break in a minute, and I'll eat it, and I'll let you catch some fish.
Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that beauty. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's on now, baby.
So
Time
Skid,
is right.
everybody thinks that you're over here croaker fishing, huh?
They think I'm croaker fishing.
Let them think
And
that
let them keep
all
on
day.
thinking.
Let them think that all day long.
You know, he's not the quality of fish that I'm used to catching. You know, we're only talking 19-inch fish here. Chandler, I'm gonna let this one go, pal. I just don't think with what we're gonna catch today that this is even gonna go in the cooler. It's just not gonna match what we're gonna have today.
Right.
So we're gonna let that one go.
That's a good premonition then. I just want to feel my rod bend. I caught that, I caught the second fish and we were tied and I was feeling good about myself, But you just caught two before I could even get a mullet put back on my hook. You got the touch, Skid. You got
When
it.
the tide gets right, the action's fast. When that window closes, it's closed.
Yeah. You never want a window to close on you.
No, you don't.
You never know when it'll open again. This feels like a nice fish.
Oh! That's exciting. Come on, baby.
Y'all stick around. It don't get no better than this. Smoking Gun Outdoors will be right back.
That was a nice run he just made right there.
Why choose Lynnhaven Marine? The answer is simple. Lynnhaven Marine is the most comprehensive boat dealership in Hampton Roads, locally owned and operated for nearly 30 years. There's a large selection of new and pre-enjoyed boats, with 2 showrooms offering name brand boats. Lynnhaven Marine has more certified mechanics than any other dealer in the state. The service department opens 7 days per week, from Memorial Day till Labor Day. Lynnhaven Marine is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and storage. That's why customers say, it's a breeze at Lynnhaven Marine.
Now, the most advanced outboard technologies in the world come together in one remarkable line of engines. Machines designed for power and performance, engineered to run cleaner and quieter, and built for maximum durability, quality, and reliability. With their oversized components and simple design, E-Tech engines from Evinrude stand up to the toughest use, with no scheduled maintenance for 3 years, no break-in period, no costly oil changes, ever. Now's the time to seriously consider an E-Tech outboard for your boat.
Evinrude E-Tech engines, offered locally at Lynnhaven Marine. Looking for adventure? Book a charter aboard the 36-foot Smokin Gun, where you will experience the finest in lower Chesapeake Bay and nearshore sport fishing. With over 30 species of sport fish to choose from and year-round fishing out of Hampton, Virginia, Captain Hogg will customize your trip to meet your party's needs. Now booking for inshore, lower Chesapeake Bay fishing. Call 757-876-1590. Book a trip today. Portions of the Smokin Gun Outdoors are brought to you by Bishop Fishing Supply, your full-service tackle store. Lynnhaven Marine, for sales, service, and storage. It's a breeze at Lynnhaven Marine. Cook's Moving Service, your local and long-distance moving specialists. A family-owned and operated business. Wachovia Securities. If you're an investor who demands strong financial advice, call or stop by our nearest office today.
dead, Chandler, you're gonna have to cut him loose. Kiss him goodbye. It's just not gonna work. Live bait.
He did such a good job for me though.
If your bait's dead,
So is the fish.
no other fish. When you see that little cut mark on that mullet, you know that you've had a flounder hit. And that flounder hasn't gone anywhere. He's still here, and we're gonna get him.
He's still in our bucket.
Is that him?
Yeah, it
that's
is.
him.
A hole.
Here we
If we might, I'm catching up. You got 4. I got maybe 2. But this feels like a nice fish.
Oh! Watch the side there. Come on, baby. Easy with him.
Man, he is pulling nice on this rod. That was a nice run he just made right there. I hope I don't lose him. Man, he's a nice one. Yes, sir. Look at that. God. Woo. Look, another one right in the corner of the mouth. But you know what? With them, they suck it right on in. They have no problems with that. They love those mullet, don't they?
Oh, they can't resist it.
Oh, man. I bet you that guy in that other boat over there is wondering what we're using for bait. You know?
I'm not telling you.
I don't think so. Not him, anyway.
Take a chance, try that. Might help you out a little bit better. You see that? Right next to the boat. We didn't cast out nothing.
Nothing. Just
That's
dropped
the big
it.
ones are right there. When you reel that line in, a lot of them have a tendency to follow that bait up, and when it leaves their sight, they'll fall right to the bottom. And usually the bottom is right next to the boat.
Now, when you say the bottom, are you talking about the bottom of our bucket? Earlier,
Bottom of
you
our
were
bucket.
talking about, don't worry about if you lose the fish, because he's going right back in our bucket.
That's right.
We've got 2 buckets, one on the left side and one on the right side, and I think that our buckets are still pretty full, because the fishing is still really good.
Oh yeah, it's just gonna get better as the day goes on. We just started.
You know what? A lot of people don't understand how, a flounder, they always want to use small baits. But look how big that mouth is. I mean, he can eat a bait, a big bait, a real big bait. Man, that is a nice fish. He made that one good run on me. All right.
You scared me there for a minute.
You got me beat by 2, but I'm gonna have to start jumping in front of you, knocking you down. I am bigger. It may not be as agile. Nice fish. Nice fish. Stick him right there with all his friends, that he was missing.
He's still a little small. You sure you don't want to throw that one back?
Oh no. He's definitely a nice size flounder for me. He's right at 23.5 inches. That is a nice quality flounder. Nice quality.
Chandler, besides that 4-pounder we threw back, I don't think we have anything under 5 pounds.
There are some nice flounders in there, without a doubt. Some good quality fishing on the Chesapeake Bay. And you know what, Skid? We're probably going to go home and we're going to talk to some of our friends and they're going to say, man, flounder fishing was slow today.
Yep.
We're going to have to bite our tongues, aren't we?
We'll show them what we got. We just won't show them how we got them.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, when we're casting these out, and then when we check them, when we're reeling them back in, a lot of times those flounders will actually follow your bait in, and then when it comes into the boat, the flounder will just sink right down to the bottom. That last fish that we just caught, that's exactly what we think happened. We had one bait come in that the flounder had latched onto. We felt him about 3/4 of the way up. He let go. And what he probably did is he just sunk right down to the bottom. We put one rod straight down, and within probably 3 minutes we had a fish on, and it was probably that same fish. And that happens a lot of times when you're anchored, because what you're doing is, it's like Skid said earlier, we've got a big bucket around us and we're just repositioning those fish. They're up in these structures, in these rocks, and they're staying in this area, and they'll stay all day long. It just depends when the current and when the conditions get right, they're going to start biting. But It's amazing how just the little things, if you pay attention, that you pick up on. Tide's changed. It's starting to pick up again, hopefully. This is definitely a flounder. He's giving me some good stop and then some nice head shakes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Hot dog! First one from the break. First one from the break. We took a little break right there. We ran out of bait this morning, went and caught some more. And when we got out here, the tide was a little slack. So that's the first one of this second go around.
They ain't been real thick today, but boy, they ain't been nice ones.
You know what's good? He doesn't have as many spots as those ones this morning did, you know?
Well, like you were saying earlier, the bottom felt a lot different than it did earlier. And I think they actually changed to the bottom.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Look, he just got on that white bottom, and look at all the white spots that just came out of it, just that quick. That's crazy. I wonder if his body senses that, or he senses it, or what.
I wonder what color he's going to change in the frying pan.
Oh, he's going to be a nice golden brown, I have a feeling. It's a nice house archery.
Oh yeah. House archery is the only way to go.
I may broil him with some Graham and Rollins lump crab meat, courtesy of Casey Graham. Tried to get him out here again today, but he just couldn't come. So he'll have to watch the video on what we did. And he loves flounder fishing. Well, Skid, today you've proven that you can catch just about anything with live bait. We targeted flounder and did an excellent job with that. I think our biggest one was right around 24.5 inches, which was a nice flounder, nice and thick. We also caught rockfish, bluefish, croakers. I mean, we were tearing just about anything up that was out there. We thank you very much for taking us.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, I tell you. I ain't had a good day like this in a while, and it's just going to get better as the season goes on. So I appreciate y'all coming on out, and maybe we can do it again sometime soon.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd love to come out here. You know what? I mean, this is the first day off that I've had in about 3 weeks, and I had an enjoyable time the whole time, so we appreciate it.
Well, me, just as a small boat captain, can take a big boat captain fishing, and him have a good day. Well, that makes me happy.
It was a great day. It was, you know, it was when you go fishing, it's everything combined. You know, it's the fishing, the company, and the day, and it all worked out incredible. So we appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Smoking Gun Outdoors, reality TV for Tidewater's hunters and fishermen.
Fun. Ain't none better.